Hi everybody. Now, I actually made a video very similar to this back in January, I believe, on my original channel before it got taken down. It was one of the last videos I ever did for the original BazzbeTV. It was something about Sociopath. Now, I don't really talk about it anymore because I'm kind of trying not to piss off the YouTube gods because I don't want to lose another channel, but I have antisocial personality disorder. So, to me, it's really funny whenever I see somebody talking about sociopath. You know, we live in this generation of people who take mental health so seriously, but if you see one person you disagree with or find a little bit questionable when it comes to morale, they're a sociopath. Straight up, everyone's diagnosing everybody just kind of how Google does. I think it's hysterical. I think it's hilarious. I find it slightly annoying. We're going to go ahead and see the 5 signs somebody is secretly a sociopath. Is this person a psychiatrist? Probably not. Is this person a psychologist? Probably not. Are they a YouTuber? Oh yeah. And we all know how YouTubers like to be right about everything. So we're going to find out the 5 signs of this, and we're going to see, at least in my experience, whether or not that this is accurate and see what they have to say. So let's go ahead and jump into this stupid shit. It's late at night. I got nothing else to do.
Sociopaths in this world who will embarrass, manipulate, and even physically hurt you to get what they want. And because their brains don't work like most people's, it can be tough to see it coming until it's too late. So in this video, we're going to help you better understand the mind of a sociopath. Then we'll
Oh,
go
I
over
can't wait.
5 subtle signs to help you tell if someone is a sociopath. While no single trait means anything definitive,
Oh,
if you
there it
see these
is.
all together, it can be a red flag.
There it is, right there. Right there. That's how you can tell straight away. Yeah, by the way, this is all probably bullshit, but you're gonna watch the 12 minutes of it anyways, so let's begin.
When it comes to the mainstream media, the most heavily emphasized trait of sociopaths is in their lack of empathy.
I like how they put Hannibal Lecter in there. Hannibal Lecter was not a sociopath, he was a psychopath. There is a difference.
Simply put, they do not relate to other people's pain or sadness.
Maybe.
Okay, I will go ahead and say that for me, that is absolutely true. If somebody is in distress or somebody having some kind of bad day or some kind of tragedy in their life, it doesn't, it's literally just bounces off of me. I have no real concern for that unless I truly actually want to care about somebody, and then at that point it's just kind of like, but like it could literally be like my best friend, for instance. I know it's kind of contradicting to what I just previously said, but I feel like it's different whenever it's like a dude friend because I try not to get wrapped up in that personal stuff. You know, like I have friends that are dudes that go through some really terrible things. And I'm just kind of like, damn, dude, that sucks. Anyways, you want to log on? Maybe it's a guy thing. I don't know.
If I don't blink, my eyes will tear up.
While it's often used for laughs on TV, you may not realize that this lack of empathy has a scary consequence.
Oh yeah.
Sociopaths have a strong internal urge to manipulate you.
Okay, so like, here's my thing. I don't have a strong urge to manipulate people. It's just more of like if I think you're stupid and I'm bored, that I'll probably have some fun with it. I don't just go out and be like, oh my god, I can't wait to find my next target. I mean, you know, it doesn't fucking work like that. At least for me, I'm only speaking for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. I don't really fucking know. This is just my own experience. But I'm glad the YouTuber's gonna tell me what it's like.
To
So,
understand why, here's a thought exercise. Think about your own life and something you want. Maybe it's a promotion at work, or something someone else owns, or even wanting to have sex with someone.
greed,
Now
lust,
imagine
envy.
what you would do to get that thing if your brain could not feel guilt, if you didn't care about hurting other people to get what you want. Listen to these two diagnosed sociopaths talk about that instinct to manipulate.
I am.
So I've actually seen both of these videos, and I just think it's funny because he's literally making a video using them. You're not really coming up with a point. You're just kind of stealing words from somebody else. And here's the thing: I don't know if either one of these two people are actually diagnosed. I don't know.
Quite manipulative naturally. It's just really, really built in, and I have to have those instincts. Otherwise, I don't get the outcomes that I want.
Because if I encounter a certain kind of person, and if I'm talking to you and I sense a level of weakness, um, I get kind of the urge to prey upon that.
Okay, so with me, yes, I kind of get that. If I, like I said, it's more of like a, when I was younger, I would absolutely capitalize on what he just said, but here's the thing now. I don't have the time of day to do this shit. I used to get banned off of social media platforms so fucking much for doing this exact thing right here. Because if you ever been on Tinder, or I'm sorry, not Tinder, but Twitter, for instance, do you have like any idea just how many of these kind of people exist? It's pretty much the entire platform. So everyone's incredibly weak. I call them Betty Spaghetti. It's like hunting rabbits. I personally believe that people like this, like sociopaths, are pretty much the apex predators of the human race. I've been saying that for like I don't know a couple years now. Um, yeah, I literally it's like you'll size up somebody and then you just deem whether or not, could I do this? Could I not do this? At least that, like I said, this is only for me. I'm only speaking for myself.
If I have something that I want to get, then I'm gonna do my best to get it.
Not every sociopath is a bad person, but that instinct to manipulate is why it can be important to know if you're talking to a sociopath. Sociopaths today are even considered to be on the same spectrum as psychopaths, and it's not as
Yeah, because people like this making the YouTube video are the ones that come up with that theory.
common as you may think. According to the Journal of Clinical Psychiatry, 1 in 30 people are said to have these antisocial personality disorders. So if your school or your place of work has more than 30 people in it, you may be interacting with a sociopath or psychopath without even realizing it. The first potential
Oh
sign that you've
no.
met a sociopath is a strange one, because meeting a sociopath doesn't come with some gut sense of dread. Often, it's the opposite. Their first impressions can feel too good to be true.
Yeah, I'll
This
admit
is
to that.
because they have no boundaries as to how much they will fake about themselves to win you over.
Okay, so like here's the thing about me. I don't actually try to do this anymore. I find it's actually more beneficial for me to just be very genuine with myself and not come up with aliases or imaginative scenarios or storytelling. I used to do that when I was a lot younger, but here's the thing. My life has been so fucking creative, or not creative, I'm sorry, my life has been so fucking chaotic and interesting, I will say. You know, maybe a little biased on saying that my life's interesting, but every time I talk about it, people seem to be generally like, "What?" I don't have to fake anything. Like, if I want to draw somebody in, I can draw somebody in. It's not hard. So yeah, I will agree with the no boundaries thing either, because like I'll do pretty much anything, but I don't really have a sense to really care about winning people over, like, because I know it's just gonna happen. Like, I know it's like very strange, but I can be extremely likable.
Listen to this man describe how he would get close to people in order to use them.
I'll speak to someone. I won't really tell them much about me. They'll tell me about them, and then once they tell me about them, I'll kind of form a personality. I'll exaggerate certain features about my own personality to match what it is that they're looking to see.
Now, a lot of people do this to a smaller degree when meeting new people. They'll pretend to be more interested in the things they say or laugh at jokes that aren't particularly funny.
Like literally every guy ever trying to get laid with some random girl he doesn't know the last name of.
But sociopaths and psychopaths take this to a level far beyond where most neurotypical people would be comfortable.
Oh, there it is. See right there. He's trying to act smarter than he really is by using neurotortical.
Here's a more vile example from a serial pedophile with ASPD. He's talking about how he would earn people's trust so that he could take advantage of them.
The best way to fool people is to help them, is to ask what they want, ask what they need. Do they need any help doing anything? Do they need any money, or do they need their car fixed? Do they need the grass cut? Do they need their children looked out for?
So if you walk away from a first encounter feeling completely enamored with a person, you may have just experienced the fake charm of a sociopath.
Oh my god. They could be evil. They could be mentally ill because they were nice to you. Holy shit, I never thought about that. That's fucking crazy.
Of course, not everyone you feel an
Oh,
immediate
there it
special
is.
connection with is a sociopath. Some
Just in case you got confused.
people just have likable, charismatic habits and make good first impressions. So don't let that on its own be a red flag. If you have this feels too good to be true experience, and you aren't sure what it means, then keep an eye out for the next sociopath clue, the sociopath stare.
Oh, here it is.
Since
This is my
sociopaths
favorite
feel
one.
shallow emotions at best, they don't get nervous around people.
That is
This
100% true. I don't get nervous with anybody. I can literally go meet somebody new and like on a first date kind of thing, and I will not sweat, I will not panic, I will not freak out, I will not fidget. Perfectly chill, perfectly calm, perfectly in control. That is 100% true. I will defend this one. They don't feel compelled to break eye contact like most people do. No, I don't. If I break eye contact, it's because I just don't want to keep looking at you. Or I feel like I might be freaking you out a little bit. Because that's generally how it goes. People can't maintain eye contact, especially in 2022. For whatever reason, people have to excessively blink, or they have to move their hands around a bunch, or whatever, or they have to look away. I noticed that with women, they always seem to look to the left for some reason. I don't know why. I don't care enough to find out, but they generally they'll be like talking to me and they'll be like,
means they don't feel compelled to break eye contact like most people do. Listen to Kanika explain it here.
I don't break eye contact very often. I had to physically teach myself to blink more often.
that's actually very true. Now look, I may blink a lot when I make my videos, but that's because I'm looking at a light and it's kind of forces me to do it. But when I speak to somebody else in person, I generally don't, do that very often. Uh, the sociopathic stare is just basically like we're basically predators, if that makes sense. Like I said, I used to call this hunting rabbits. I am very chilled out from how I used to be now because I don't find it to be my best interest to act out on it like I was. Um, I realize that it gets me in trouble quite a lot. Not that I really care about consequences of getting in trouble, it's the fact that it's inconvenient for me to lose things that I like. It's not beneficial to me in any way, and I don't like losing things that are mine, so why act out on impulse? Control yourself. Have a level of clearancy.
Which was really weird. Yeah, and to stop staring at people.
Yeah, I
It
do that a
freaks me
lot.
out.
Yep.
Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes was infamous.
I was actually talking about that. I made a sociopathic video about me talking about my experiences with antisocial personality disorder, and I had somebody actually had like 15 fucking people because people can't just read other comments. It's annoying. It's so fucking annoying. I hate being asked the same question over and over because I don't mind saying like, "Tell me what you think in the video." But if somebody already asked a question, why the fuck do you think yours is going to be any better than what the last person said? So what happens is I keep getting asked this same question. Do you have the sociopathic stare? Have you ever used it? Has it ever caused a problem? Yes, I actually caused a car accident. It wasn't a bad car accident, but I caused a car accident. I locked eyes with some woman and she couldn't fucking look away, and I was just staring at her because I guess I didn't have cell service or something. I don't remember. It was back in like 2016. And she fucking hit the other car in front of her. Now, like, nobody died or anything like that before anybody starts freaking out. But it is interesting.
For going 10 seconds between blinks.
Every time you create something new, there should be questions. And to me, that's a sign that you've actually done something that is transformative.
In
Oh
general,
my god.
eye contact is a sign of confidence.
I'm also very confident.
In 10-second bouts of unblinking eye contact with you, take note. It could be a red flag.
Oh no.
Now, let's say this person isn't a stranger, but
They have confidence and they're showing you that they're paying attention to what you're saying. Holy shit. They're mentally ill. Watch out, guys.
someone you already know well, a classmate, a work colleague, or even a friend. If you've managed to get into a relationship with a possible sociopath, you may want to ask yourself this question. Do I do more favors for them than I do for most people? Because of their instinct for manipulating people, sociopaths can end up getting more favors from you than anyone else. They'll do this by starting small before working their way up to bigger asks. They'll also lie to you and use your own empathy against you.
If it's beneficial, yes, to a degree, but like I said, I try not to do stuff like this now. I've actually been really restraining myself from lying to people for quite a while. Like, I used to not care. I used to have no issue whatsoever lying to anybody because I don't give a fuck. But I actually find it more beneficial, as I've said before many times in this already. It's just easier and better for me to just be honest to people about things because you're typically going to get what you want easier, if that makes sense. Like a lot of people would think like, no, you have to lie and exaggerate or whatever. Like, no, not really. I mean, people more likely to do things for you and help you and assist you and entertain with you if you actually just come out to be more honest about it. No matter how horrific or controversial your topics are, your opinions, your thoughts, whatever. And as for the relationship thing, do I personally think it's hard to be in a relationship with somebody who's a sociopath? Not really, as long as you know how to communicate and deal with people like me. It's with me, it's pretty straightforward. I'm pretty upfront about how I am and expect to, for you to interact with me. If you can't deal with me, then that's pretty much your problem. It's not really my problem. And this isn't just me like avoiding accountability or anything like that. Like when I date somebody, I'm pretty fucking chill with them. Uh, Anytime I've had a girlfriend that has an issue with me in the past, usually it's their own fault. And I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. I've had my own faults many a times, and I'm pretty much well aware of what they all are. I don't try to deny or hide that or make excuses for it. But in my adult dating life, every time I've had a problem with another person, it's just been their own fault. It's almost never been mine.
But tell her, oh, my dog, he got rushed to the hospital last night. We were there late until about 3 a.m. and there was this problem and that problem and that problem, and I don't
Making excuses why you're late to work. Sociopath!
even have a dog.
You might think you would know if someone was lying to you, but sociopath lies often go unnoticed for two reasons. First, sociopaths are extremely comfortable lying. They
Yeah.
don't have the normal tells like fidgeting, a hard swallow, or trouble holding eye contact while lying.
Or sweating.
Second, unlike the small white lies most people are comfortable telling, sociopath lies are way more detailed and grandiose, and sociopaths are much more comfortable doubling down on a lie when caught. So much so, it's hard for a neurotypical person to detect the lie, because you end up thinking, this can't possibly be a lie, because no normal person would lie this way. Jodi Arias is a good example.
I mean, like I said, my life, I tell people stories about my life all the time. I've had a lot of people like assume that I'm lying, but I'm not. Is it extremely easy for me to do it? Yes, I can lie just as easy as just telling the truth. I can lie just as easy as you eating a bowl of cereal. It takes no effort, and you know what? Here's the scary thing about it. It could be incredibly believable because I can make it extremely believable. But I don't do that anymore, so I used to like really be bad on this kind of stuff all the way up until I think I was like 25 or so. It's somewhere around there. I don't remember the exact age, but like in my more recent last couple years as an adult, it's not really been something so bad.
Of this. Watch the various stories she spun up after her ex-boyfriend was found murdered at his home.
Oh, okay, here we go. Terrible person.
Absolutely not. I was nowhere near Mesa. I was nowhere near Phoenix.
I witnessed Travis being attacked by two other individuals.
Who?
I don't know who they were. I couldn't pick them out in a police lineup.
So what happened?
I'm not proud that I just left my friend there to be slaughtered at the hands of two other people. I'm not proud of that at all.
I didn't mean to shoot him or anything.
This is an extreme example, but it
So is this like somebody that's actually, diagnosed, or is this somebody trying to avoid going to prison?
goes to show how someone with ASPD is much more comfortable following up a lie with another lie and
You see the problem I have with this kind of video right here, like another problem I have, because I have many problems with this video, but one that I like a major issue, major flaw with it that I find so stupid and annoying that it really infuriates me to a level that I can't describe. You will go out of your way to show people who are probably very clearly not actually diagnosed or actually have some kind of level of sociopathic on the scale. These are just people that don't want to go to fucking prison. Who wants to go to fucking prison? Like, come on, everybody, unless you have a horrible guilty conscience that, just like, oh, I have to turn myself in, man. Oh, gee. Like, these people don't want to go to fucking jail. You know why? Because jail fucking sucks. But you're going to use them as a fucking example when you have no idea. So it's just kind of like, what the fuck was the point?
feeling no shame or guilt about doubling down on their lie or creating an elaborate fake story. Diane Downs, who murdered her own daughter.
Okay, that's fucked up, but I just want to go ahead and say this. We live in the world of social media where everybody fucking lies about everything. Okay, you get on social media, like Instagram, for instance, you see all these attractive girls. I'm like, man, your filter looks really good, babe.
Even tried to use the elaborate nature of her lie to prove she wasn't lying.
I wouldn't walk in there and say, this weird person came up out of nowhere and shot us for no reason and just left. I mean, that's not a believable story. If I had done this, I could have come up with a believable story.
Now, it's worth repeating, most sociopaths aren't murderers. Many people
The vast
with ASPD
majority
don't even know they have it, and they live mostly normal lives. but you can see why it would be so hard to spot a
I don't know if that's true. I don't know how you could not tell. Like, I knew there was something wrong with me for like the longest time in my entire life. I have always known that I was just like, man, why am I like this? Why is everybody else so different? Why is everyone else just so like not like me? How the fuck can you live your whole life and not know that there's something like this happening?
sociopath was lying if they were someone close to you. Finally, the last sign that you're dealing with a sociopath is that their emotional responses seem off. For instance, because sociopaths don't have a natural empathy, any condolences they share will be
Oh my fucking god, it's Chris Farley. It's Tommy Boy. Sociopath.
learned and potentially robotic.
What I'll have to do is I'll have to logically understand that, okay, this is an event that people typically get sad at. So I would have to find words of confidence to give them. You know, I'm sorry that happened to you. I know
I just say I'm sorry that sucks, or man, that's wild. I don't do all this extra shit he's doing.
that must be hard. Is there anything I can do? Would you like to talk?
Sometimes
Yeah, I don't do that like at all. I think the only person I'd be like, hey man, I'm here for you or whatever, and I would be like, you want to talk about it, is if it's somebody I'm trying to date or somebody that I'm already dating. Like again, my best friend was going through some shit. And I was like, man, you gonna log into WoW? We have a raid to do.
it's those moments where a sociopath tries to fake empathy that they will accidentally reveal their lack of it. This is actually one of the areas that the show
What?
Dexter does a good job of highlighting.
Oh my god, Dexter, you know he's not a sociopath. He's like a psychopath.
The writers make sure he occasionally mishandles reacting to bad news.
I'm having intimate relations with La Vuelta.
Congratulations.
Paul's dead.
Oh?
Another emotional response to look out for is a
I don't know, man. He had too much emotion in his face. I would have been like, oh shit.
lack of guilt after hurting you.
Did you always understand the negative effect manipulation can have on others?
No. I didn't always understand why people had an adverse reaction to it. Because in a way I kind of looked at it like a game, and you lost.
Okay, like I half agree, but I half disagree. So like I do see it. I do understand the game part because it is fun. But there ain't no way in hell unless you just up your own ass. Like I can look at somebody and see them in distraught over something that I used to have done, and I think about it. I'm like, damn, what did I do? Like, and I'll sit there like, huh. Again, I'm speaking for myself, but maybe I'm just a little bit more self-aware than other people. I don't really know.
One particular phrase to look out for is, why are you so upset? As a one-off, it doesn't mean anything, but if this is something
I don't
you hear
ever ask
repeatedly,
anybody that.
it may be a clue that the person you're with struggles with empathy. If you're dating a sociopath, this question can also be a lead-in to more dangerous behaviors like invalidating your feelings and gaslighting you.
Yeah, gaslighting maybe. I'm not 100% familiar with the term. I'm assuming it's just like kind of leading somebody on in an argument or something. I don't know. Invalidating your feelings. Okay, like it just depends if you're just spewing out nonsense or something, I guess, with me. And I'm just kind of like, oh my god, none of this matters. Or you're just being hyperbolic, you're overdramatic, I'll say something like that. But like, I'm not for some. If I'm married and my wife is coming up to me sad, I'm just gonna be like, there. I mean, personally, it's not gonna really phase me the same way it's gonna phase her, because I'm gonna be like, damn, I mean, that's wild, that sucks. I'm not gonna be like, oh, your opinion, your crying doesn't matter, you need to stop crying. I'm not gonna do that. I'd do that to my son if I had a son.
Because a sociopath lacks empathy, they are going to have a very strong frame when they say things like, it's not a big deal, I don't know why you're so upset, you're overreacting. This is why it's important to maintain
That's more of a narcissist thing, but I know they dissociate them as the same, so.
Strong relationships outside of your significant other, so you have people you trust that can reorient you. Because it is very hard to be in a one-on-one frame game with a sociopath. There is one thing most people misunderstand about sociopaths and their emotions.
Oh, there's many.
While a sociopath's expressions of empathy or sadness will be muted, their anger response is actually high.
I just wish they would show an actual fucking person with that kind of disorder for when you make these stupid fucking clips. King Joffrey is not a sociopath. This guy's got deeper issues, deeper problems, different kind of diagnosis going on. It's not this. We're not the same.
Heightened. This is one of the biggest differences between a sociopath and a psychopath.
Oh.
Psychopaths tend to be more universally detached. They have all their emotions under control. But sociopaths are often impulsive and actually quick to anger.
Yeah.
And when they do get angry, the level of anger they feel and express often seems extreme. So a sociopath is likely to lash out in anger.
Yeah, that is like the one emotion that I don't have any kind of control over. I do get extremely fucking angry, but I don't get like punch the drywall Kyle kind of angry. I don't physically assault people kind of angry. I don't do that. Why don't I do that? Because it's not my best interest to go to jail. I don't want to hurt anybody because it wouldn't make me feel good at the end of the day, because you know what sucks? Handcuffs. And not the kinky kind with the fluff on it.
This may relate to the different causes of sociopathy and psychopathy. The current belief is that psychopaths are born. It's in their genetic material. But sociopaths are created, specifically through trauma. Now, it's worth noting that all of these things occur on a spectrum. Sometimes when you're asked why you're so upset, it's because your reaction really is above how most people would react. It's worth repeating. No one sign from this video indicates someone has antisocial personality disorder.
Oh, there it
Any
is.
real ASPD diagnosis would
Should probably put that at the the beginning of the video, not 10.5 minutes in.
have to come from a trained professional. This video isn't meant to arm you to go out into the world.
Again, this really should have been at the fucking beginning of the video.
And try to diagnose people. But hopefully, you feel like you've learned more about the mind of a sociopath and little red flags.
See, little shit like this. Okay, I'm sorry to pause this so much. This kind of shit annoys the fuck out of me. That's why I have so much issues with YouTubers nowadays. YouTubers used to be like fucking smarter about their shit. And maybe he knows, the guy that made this stupid video, maybe he knows what he's doing. But I feel like this is unintentional. See, the problem with this is people are going to watch this much of the video, and here's the thing, when you upload a video, not everybody's going to watch the entire fucking video. Some people will tune in for 4 to 5 minutes, hear a couple things you say, and go, oh my god. And then you get the stupid people on like Facebook, for instance, that are like, oh, you have a different political belief than me, you must be a sociopath. Mental health is serious, you gotta take it serious. But at the same time, they're just like, what is wrong with you? And I blame stupid shit like this. This video, again, this should have been probably a disclaimer that you put at the fucking beginning. In the first, what is this, a minute? 30 seconds? You got a 25-second intro and you couldn't jam this in to make it 30 seconds?
Flags will pop up next time one does try to manipulate you. And with that conclusion, I'd like to thank our sponsor for this video, Audible.
No, you don't deserve a sponsor, my man. You don't. No. Oh god, that's the rest of the video. Yeah, no, fuck you. You don't deserve fucking Audible. You don't deserve any kind of sponsorship. You're spreading out a bunch of bullshit. Hey, ma'am, I helped you with your groceries. I want to manipulate you, by the way. Hey, you know that human trait that everybody has where they lie about something? Sociopath! Oh, wait. You didn't make it to the 10-minute and 30-second mark? Oh, man, just by the way, that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad people. Just, hey, hello. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? I hate this. This is so stupid. I'm gonna actually dislike this video. I don't ever dislike videos, but I'm gonna go ahead and dislike this video. I think it's terrible. If you want to dislike my video, I don't give a fuck. Go ahead, do what you want. But, 5 signs someone is secretly a sociopath. I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist by any means, of course. I have no understanding of how the brain works. You know what I am? Well, I'm a YouTuber and I make videos and I capitalize on stupid people watching my videos. I wonder what the comments say. Let's go ahead and read a couple comments real quick. I would suggest if it doesn't matter if they are a psychopath or not, learning to detect if people are trying to manipulate you is a good skill. Yeah, it's just more of like, experience. You have to actually have experience dealing with people to understand this kind of thing. You can't just go into the world and be like, oh my god, I could spot this shit left and right, because you can't. The main thing to pay attention to, as stated here, is the feeling of balance in your relationships. When you feel there is an imbalance, try to restore it. Manipulative people will typically respond angrily when they are no longer able to take advantage of you. No. I mean, okay, so like whenever I used to take advantage of people, I wouldn't get angry because I can't do it no more. I would get bored and move on to the next person. So I just feel like you just know a couple shitty people, or maybe you're the problem. That's what it comes across to me as. This is spot on with one of my brothers and my ex-girlfriend. Oh, okay, it's your ex-girlfriend. Of course they got to be crazy. It's because they are your ex and they're no longer the person that you're fucking and dicking down. That has to be spot on. The brother, maybe you just have a rivalry with your brother from mommy's attention. I mean, that's they in general seem to lack empathy, and their responses may often were very cold, especially when they're manipulative towards me or others. Maybe you're just a bitch. Okay. I worked with a sociopath once, and it was an experience I would never like to repeat. Oh, you don't realize what's going on until it's too late. It's like the raptor scene from Jurassic Park when they were in the kitchen. I would recommend this. If you find yourself telling someone a lot about your life and feel almost a compulsion to divulge your secrets, stop immediately and step away from the relationship. You can't trust anybody. The other person is biting you for information about yourself that he or she may use against you. Yeah, it's like they're a lawyer or something, right? You know, hey, never assume that another person's intentions toward you are benevolent. A lot of times your worst enemy can prevent themselves like they're your best friend, or at least someone that you can trust. Always be on your guard against manipulation. I can tell you're fucking single. Are you a woman? Yeah, it's a woman in the picture. Yeah, I can tell you're fucking single. These examples are also indicative of people who have long-term drug or alcoholic addiction. I mean, like I said, this is a terrible diagnosis video, and I don't think anybody should take this to heart or listen to this video. Again, this is just my opinion as, you know, with somebody who actually has this as an issue. I had a lot of addictions, and I noticed the longer I was addicted, the less I cared about others and their misfortunes. Well, I mean, if you're a drunk, you're now a sociopath, according to this video, and it's half thought out logic. But you know what? They got the 3 million views that they wanted, and they're making money off the ads and the sponsorship, so that's what matters at the end of the day. My own son is a sociopath, and I'm pretty sure he's always been. Yeah, no, we experienced from trauma, but okay, what'd you do to your kid? Did you stuff like a hair straightener in his ass? He's never seemed to have any empathy towards me or anyone that he's extremely manipulative. Sounds like a spoiled fucking kid to me, but let's keep on. His dad was the same way. My son has always been good looking and able to manipulate girls to buy him things. So he's popular. He was interesting and charming to them. Yeah, he was interesting. So he actually wasn't like a basic bitch. Sociopath. As a matter of fact, he was able to manipulate a much older woman into marrying him. Wow, you know what? Okay, so here's the thing. I can kind of believe that one because I used to get with married women all the time. I didn't never married anybody, but I used to get with married women. Very easy to do so because married women usually, or like older women in general, they usually start to feel like their bodies are aging out or whatever, and nobody's gonna notice them the same way that a younger man would. But I wouldn't necessarily call that a sociopathic thing. It's just more of like you know how to play the game. So she had an expensive home in Miami and other properties. When they got married, my son sold the house and properties and netted $1 million, all the while keeping a mistress. I had no idea what my son is doing now, but it'd be sick knowing how he is. Is that a sociopath or is that just kind of like a greedy bastard? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I hate. If anybody even made it 33, 34 minutes into this video, I fucking applaud you, good sir. I fucking applaud you, and I wish I could pay you. Because goddamn, you are a real motherfucker. But it just makes me upset because it's just like when I read these comments, I'm not really upset, I'm just kind of like mildly annoyed. So just to be clear on that so there's no confusion later on. But I get annoyed when I read stuff like this because people have no fucking idea what they are talking about and they try to come across as intelligent. And that's what I love about the internet because it's basically exposing how stupid people are. And when people do shit like this, people like me, well, I don't act on impulse to do this anymore, but people like me are going to be right up your ass, and we're going to find out what we want about you because we deem you weak, and I already deemed these people weak. Interesting, I knew a guy in school who had a diagnosed sociopath but also had Asperger's. Oh, I also have Asperger's. Interesting. He gave the best advice and actually was aware of his lack of empathy, and he would actually tell people he knew him who knew him to be aware of his lack of empathy. Well, that's kind of what I do. In fact, I still follow some of his advice on dealing with like rejection, guilt, grief, and anger. One of the lines I still use is, there is a thin line between a thick line and no line at all. I wonder what quote he stole that from. For him, this was to remind himself that some of the things he does will cross the line. I don't think you need to know a quote to know that. It's just more of like, is it beneficial to you? Because that's what I do. I have to think about the line crossing. Oh, yeah. Their failure to understand the effect or harm that they are manipulating is chilling. Ooh. They don't feel the same bitch attitude that you have. Oh, it's ghastly. I once dated a sociopath. Okay, yeah, you once dated a sociopath. I'm pretty sure that they broke up with you and they must be crazy. But let's continue reading. Whose response to me discovering they were lying to me about things that were extremely important to me was, oh, you figured that out. Oh, well, want to go get dinner? I don't think I've ever done that. Like, oh, you're just now figuring that out? I'd be like, what? At the time, I thought that response was pure evil. Oh my god, Satan's child right here. Yeah, honey, I mowed the lawn. I didn't hire Pedro to mow the lawn. Ghastly and devastatingly. Complete devastation! It was what brought the relationship to an end. The cat's pajamas. 10 days ago. Millian referred to sociopaths as independent personalities. As such, they are often very successful in organizations and business environments where their ability to react situationally and do whatever it takes to achieve their arms give them a competitive edge. Yeah, it is just, we're basically advanced. We're evolved. I don't know what to tell you. They can throw you under the bus and never skip a beat. Yeah, I could technically do that, but I don't really do that. I can easily just break off a relationship with somebody, like a friendship or whatever, and I go to bed and just don't think about it. The other thing I would add is that sociopaths never take responsibility for bad outcomes. That's not fucking true at all. I'm self-aware. Take these off. Let me talk real shit here. This is real Bazzbe shit. If I do something wrong and I know I'm in the wrong, I'm gonna fucking admit that shit. I'm not gonna be like, that ain't true. I'm not in fucking denial. I'm fucking 31. You think I'm gonna be in denial about shit? Oh god. I said I was gonna read a couple of these, but this is too addicting. When meeting people for the first time, I never do the wait and see or think maybe I'm being too judgmental or second guess my feelings. I run for the hills. My dad always says, listen to your inner voice because your first reaction is usually the correct one. Sounds like you're a bitch. Why are there so many fucking beta bitches on YouTube? Like, my god. Had a friend who was a sociopath. Watching your video confirmed what I had suspected. The YouTuber strikes again. The YouTuber is always right. You're stupid unless you watch these videos, because how else could you be educated about this shit? It's not like you didn't go to school for it. He was manipulative and lied constantly while remaining charming. Oh no, he must have been very interesting. Sociopath. He also lacked empathy. Oh my god. One day he cheated me, and I called him out on his lie. His denial was so extreme, angry, and over the top that I knew something was wrong with him, and it had to end our friendship. Live and learn. Yeah, fucking honestly, no, there's a... I was gonna actually say that. That's funny. For myself, contradictory behavior is a sign. I still have a problem with a friend. She can really be warm and understanding, and the next minute not understand a sense of. Maybe you're just not interesting. Like, I swear to God, people don't fucking know what they're talking about, man. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't really hate it. I just find it annoying. Okay, here we go. This is the last one we're gonna read for tonight. Thank you, Lauren Nicole. As a socially awkward, highly empathetic person, I always try to hold eye contact so I don't come across as shy or timid. It doesn't matter because people like me, we can tell if you are by the way you tilt your head. Just fun fact. But also I blink a lot and my eye drifts, so I'm focused on that not happening. I wonder how many people have creeped out over the years. I mean, I personally wouldn't think you're creepy. I would just be like, okay. Again, I can only speak for myself. This video has gone on entirely way too long. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you made it this far, like I said, you are the fucking GOAT. Don't listen to everything a fucking YouTuber says. If you want any questions or whatever, ask somebody that you probably know that you can get a good answer from. Somebody like a trained professional or somebody that's actually diagnosed. That's just my word of advice for today. Remember random YouTubers upload shit for fucking money? They never have your best interest or know what the fuck they're talking about. They do it for cash. So there you go. Life lesson. See, we're not so bad, are we? We'll see everybody in the next video, whatever the hell that'll be. So until then, goodbye.